Hey folks, and welcome to another edition of BTP Sports Talk Sideline to Sideline. I am your host, Mitchell Brock, and joining me on the panel today, to my right, Laredo's finest. Around these parts, we call him Riley Cooper, the one and only Mike Tula. And we've got some special guests today. Joining us, we have got Dr. Sabrina Jackson, who is the author of He Is Not a Statistic, he being the young man to my left. Her son, Mr. Marcel Smith, who is a basketball player at Houston Baptist University and also an author in his own right. His book is called The Balance. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You guys are doing great things. We definitely want to get you guys on and talk to you a bit. Now, I didn't realize until I sat in this chair and started talking to these guys that they're from my hometown of Detroit. So that didn't hurt. That didn't hurt. Y'all know how I am. So, Dr. Jackson,
Yes.
he is not a statistic. Talk to me. He's definitely not a statistic.
He's not.
Talk to me about, first of all, him.
Well, Marcel Smith is a 22-year-old son of mine, my only son. But when I became a single mother through divorce, people kept telling me that he was going to be in trouble or have violent issues or issues with the law. And I said, oh, no, not mine. And so people kept asking me, what did I do to create a Marcel Smith? And so I prayed about it, and God gave me 12 things. So I put them in a book. And there are 12 laws, and I call them laws and not principles, because principles are things you can take or leave.
Absolutely.
Laws are mandates. I know these 12 work because the product is sitting right next to me.
All right. So let's talk to the product for a second. Of course, you being from Detroit, talk to me about how you got all the way down here in Houston to attend HBU.
Well, I got to HBU through recruitment of the basketball staff. They came to see me during my senior year. They came out to a practice, and they actually never came to a game. They only saw me practice. And the coaches, they loved me. They had me come out for an official visit, and then they came back for me to sign my scholarship once I committed. So it was great.
Okay. Well, it looks like you're playing it where you're supposed to be. The Balance is your book. Talk to me about The Balance.
So The Balance is the student handbook for the new generation, the younger generation coming up, or even college students, athletes who are trying to chase their dreams, find success, but also they need to understand how to grow in those other areas as far as families, taking care of their body. There's also important that people take for granted.
Now, Marcel, being a student athlete, what inspired you, or what kind of drove you to, not many people write and publish a book, in college, especially when they, not only are trying to keep up with the scholarship, but also, practice this basketball.
Practice?
Or
practice?
Play basketball. Eh?
We talking about practice, man.
I'm just saying, what drove you to write a book?
Well, I sat back and thought about all the times where my friends, I would get calls from friends or teammates who are all around the country. We're all, chasing our dreams, and we get to a place where we find out, is this what I really want, or what can I do to help those guys? And I would get a lot of calls because I was always the team captain on a lot of my different teams, and I would get calls, and it would be different situations, whether it be I don't necessarily know who God is, or my knee is really hurting me, man. This is, these trainers aren't really helping me, or how do I get better? And a lot of different situations, and I just thought that I could write a book and really help people.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
He's 22 years old.
22 years old, exactly.
Carry yourself like you're my age, 30.
Yeah, almost my age. I'm almost 40. It's just, yeah.
Impressive.
You took the words right out of my mouth. It's hard to believe that this is a 22-year-old young man. I mean, it's just very impressive. Definitely transparency. His transparency, and I'm sure it has a lot to do with his upbringing. Because I was talking to Dr. Jackson and Marcel before the cameras came on, and I'm just gonna put it out there. Dr. Jackson don't look like she play around. She don't sound like she play. So talk to me about raising Marcel Smith as a single mother.
Well, the first thing that single mothers really need to understand, and I really stress this in the book, is that you are never doing it by yourself.
Right.
You have to have a support system. So when I wrote the book, I had men who were coming up saying, I want the book because I want to make sure that you said the right things, because you can't raise no man. You don't know how to raise a man. And there were times that I didn't know what to do. There are things that he went through that I would never go through because he's a man, I am a woman. So I had strong black men to help me with him. So that was critical. We had a very positive, strong support system. But then also, I had standards in my house. For instance, one of the chapters in the book says to find out what their passion is, then use it to your advantage. So when he came to me around 8 and he wanted to play AAU ball, which I had to pay for, I says, well, in order for me to pay my money, you have to bring me a 3.5 or better. And he says, okay, no problem. So 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, you know, he started 3.6, 3.7. But then he went to junior high school and started liking girls. And he brought me a 3.3. I shut it down.
For 2/10 of a...
Yep, sure did. Shut it down.
Did I tell y'all she didn't play?
Laws right there. That's
Yeah,
y'all
that's
she didn't play?
a law. So he had to go to practice. He had to go to the games, but he couldn't play.
Oh, that hurts.
And so
That hurt, didn't it?
from that day to the day he graduated, nothing less than a 3.5. He graduated valedictorian of his high school class. And so I attribute that to hard work on his part, but then I didn't waver on the standard. Too often we'll waver on the standard. We'll say things like, well, he's on punishment, but it's nice outside and I want to go to the park. So, okay, you're not on punishment today. No, if it was punishment, we was all on punishment. We couldn't go outside that day.
So that's establishing consistency already. And you want to talk about, he's been on scholarship seemingly his whole life then, because that's a scholarship, essentially. Maintaining a GPA so you can play.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to tell y'all something. She don't know it, but that is my mother sitting right there. I am not, it must be something with Detroit women. I don't know. That is lit. That's why I just keep shaking my head. That's my mom sitting right there. She sounds like my mother through and through. I went to DePores, as you guys know, private school, cost $4 grand a year to go there, and this was back in the 90s. My mama told me straight up, if I pay this kind of money for you to go to school, you gonna do what you're supposed to do.
Oh, yeah.
And I did what I was supposed to do. I didn't get my first B until I got to high school. I was straight A's all the way through middle school. I got my first B and C in high school, and I cried. A C. And my mother was like, the next time I see a C on this report card, you're not playing football. She never saw another one.
I love her.
Yeah, she never saw another one. So that's a great thing. Now, how many of your friends have actually bought your book?
So far, well, the book just released May 1st.
Okay, that was last week.
That was last week.
Okay.
So, yeah. But friends, people have been buying and shouting out and doing different things. So I'm pretty sure that a lot of people will get a copy, a lot of my friends.
Absolutely.
Support. They've reached out and said they want to support, and they've supported by sharing with other people from their places around the country, from Ohio State to Hawaii.
From where?
Ohio State, my best friend.
The state of Ohio? Because we don't mention that here on the show. So. Who brought him here? No, I'm just kidding with you, man. No, but so speaking of which, I was just going to kind of segue into tell everybody where they can get the book.
You can order the book at marcelsmith.com. And yes, go up on the website and you can find endorsements from the book, a little bit more information about me, and you can purchase the book there as well.
Absolutely.
Different quality, quantities.
He tried to give me one, but I won't accept it because I want to go and buy the book and support this young man. Dr. Jackson, tell the mothers where they can get a copy of He Is Not a Statistic.
He Is Not a Statistic is available on Kindle on Amazon if you want it on your Kindle, or at my website, sabrinajackson.com. Again, sabrinajackson.com. And I think you can get it on Marcel's website, too. Do you have it on your website? No. You don't?
I'm thinking you probably will after that.
He will. And his will be available on mine as well.
Of course, of course. Tula, you got anything else for him?
I was just It's very inspiring. I feel like going to write a book now.
I can publish it for you. I do have the publishing company.
Networking. That's it. That's
Yes.
it. You got to network. Well, I tell you what, guys, it is definitely a beautiful thing what you guys are doing. Now, let me ask you something else, Marcel. Basketball. We haven't even talked about basketball yet.
Okay.
He's like, yeah. When are you talking about basketball, man?
It's a sports show. I knew I was going to get a question about Floyd or the playoffs, something.
Nah, I don't know how much time you got, but we are doing the NBA segment. If you want to hang around, we'd love to have you.
Yes.
Now, we were going to do NBA, NFL draft next, but if you want to stay, we'll do the NBA segment next, and we'll break you in. Y'all got time?
Yeah.
We got time to do
Okay,
that.
bet that. All right, now let me ask you this, though. How you doing in basketball?
How am I doing in basketball?
How you doing in basketball?
How are your statistics
Yeah, how
in
you
basketball?
doing? How's basketball going for you in general?
Basketball went great. I just finished my career at HBU. I started for 4 years. I am the #1 free throw percent. I have the leading free throw percentage in our program history. I am top 10 in assists and all time, D1 and NIA, and I am
Check him out.
#1 in three-pointers made since at the D1 level for HBU
You
University.
should coach Dwight Howard.
Oh.
That would take a lot of work.
Give him a little bit of that heart, too. Ooh, shots fired. No. So, did you have any aspirations of playing pro ball? Do you?
I'm still in the works of figuring that out, but
Okay.
that is a high possibility that I'm going to do that.
Okay. All right. Hey, man. Definitely, definitely. Well, hey, folks, we definitely got to take a break here. Dr. Jackson, we appreciate you coming all the way from the D to talk to us.
Absolutely.
Brother Jackson, who is going to hang around and talk some NBA basketball with us.
Marcel Smith.
Smith. My bad. Marcel Smith. That's Dr. Jackson. That's Marcel Smith.
Yes, sir.
But hey, we'll be right back with some NBA talk. So this is Mitchell Brock for Mike Tula, Dr. Jackson, Mr. Smith. We'll be right back.